Alright, hello guys, welcome to game number 1 between Tbeezy and Probe. This is the 4th match of the clan war between TQ and Slaughterhouse. And right now, the standings in the actual clan war itself is TQ down 1 match to 2 matches for Slaughterhouse. So right now we have Tbeezy as the Terran on the right, who's playing for Slaughterhouse, versus Probe, who is the Protoss playing for Team TQ. I am a part of TQ. I'm the manager, caster, all fun things. Really, this is just an attempt. This was attempted to be live casted, but unfortunately, technical difficulties are really annoying and frustrating. So I'm having to cast a replay of it. So this is after the fact. This was TQ's hope. This match was TQ's hope to stay in the clan war, because we were down at this point and it was first to 3 to win. Right now there's not really much to say about the game itself. It is on Metalopolis, so a really solid macro map. So a really good game could be played, a very long drawn out game theoretically. If you can tell by the way that the natural expansion goes right from the main, and then you have your third that can be here, fourth, fifth, and maybe if you're in a really solid position, you take this as your third, which is you're obviously a very, very appealing expansion, because the gold and the Vespian gas is over here, especially with the vision you get from the Telnaga watchtowers. If you can control these, you can see any ground attack that is coming, which is an incredibly good thing to have, because that allows you to prepare. If your army's out of position at that point, you can try and get them in before they actually reach like your natural or your main. Early on, these things are incredibly important, because that first push warning could be what determines whether you win or lose. If you see it coming, you can prepare for it and not die, which is obviously a very good thing to happen when you're playing a game like this. But really, we're just going to see... Ooh, actually, there's a pylon back here already. I don't know if Probe's just going to use this for a hidden tech or use this just a spot, because a lot of people do like to drop down here or even float a factory here after building it down here, and then building Hellions inside the enemy's base, and then just going right into the mineral line and killing as many workers as they can. It's kind of annoying when that happens. You kind of feel a little foolish, but whatever. And now we're going to have a little bit of attacking here. Let's just see who wins. If the Probe does not get moved away, the SCV will actually win, unless it was damaged before. Oh, the SCV looks like it was damaged beforehand, so it actually ends up losing with the Probe having 5 health. Because SCVs do have 45 health versus the Probe's 40 health. And since the Probe doesn't regenerate over time, it only regenerates its shields after it's been out of combat for a while, an SCV will beat a Probe one-on-one. Command Center. Oh, so we're going to have a very fast expansion coming from Tbeezy with a reactor. So he's actually going for a pretty marine, mineral heavy expansion, which is kind of smart. He even pulled guys off of gas the second he had enough gas to build the reactor, which is very, very smart move, because it'll actually allow him to build a lot of minerals and other various strong early defensive units without having to worry about teching too fast and then dying to a normal push that could be thrown out by Probe. So really solid play. He'll probably float this right after it's done down here, build a bunker or two here and here, and then be able to defend his normal base with just Marines. He'll probably then work on... Yeah, because now that he's got all his infrastructure down, he's going to start getting some more gas, starts his tech pattern going up, and just allow the... Oh, no, also, stopping the gas mining over there allows him to get more minerals faster, which actually allows him to put down his command center faster. So very solid play from him. You can see that at the moment he is down in the food count by about 8 or so, but that's simply because he's playing for like 5 minutes from now instead of immediately. Right now, Probe is just doing a standard one-basing robotics facility build, 2-gate robo, with going for the robotics facility as fast as possible, going for the observer first, really to see what's going on and know how to respond accordingly. He didn't have any earlier pressure, so he wasn't forced to build an immortal before building the observer. So he's really planning on teching, and will probably expand with the push. That'd be a very smart thing to do. We can see that Warpgate did just finish. He has his observer going out to do a little bit of scouting. We can see that... Oh, we do have some... Robotics Bay is down here, so that's kind of smart. So he is using this for hidden tech. So he's going to take up to Colossi as fast as possible, most likely. So he's going to have a 3-gate Robo going for Colossi instead of Immortal. So actually, Okay, if you look at this position of the scan, not only is Tbeezy trying to see if there's an expansion, he's also trying to get the army. So he's not just scanning like the entire natural expansion. He's doing a likely spot here because then he'll be able to see anything at the ramp and the expansion. So very smart scan placement from Tbeezy. That's something I like a lot. We do see that there's enough money for the Colossi to be built. He'll probably build the Colossi in a moment. There we go. There's the Colossi. He built a Sentry as well. And he's also warping in a Zealot. So now he's not getting extended thermal lances quite yet, but it does seem that he's not too far off from trying to get it. He does have the minerals for it, but he'll probably warp in a few Zealots and then save up his gas to get the extended thermal lances, because it is incredibly key for your Colossi, because it makes them so much more effective. Because normally Colossi do only have a range of 6, which is the equal to the range of a Marauder. You can see the Marauder does have 6 range, and Marauders actually, in those small groups, will destroy a Colossi fairly quickly. Colossi are very strong with support, but not so much by themselves. So we can see the expansion is up from Tbeezy. He's got a healthy saturation considering that it is a new expansion, and he is constantly producing more SCVs, so he will be playing a very economic game, and his food supply will skyrocket once that really starts kicking into play. Now we do have a starport up. Where's his... Oh, he's going to float his factory for the scout instead of spending a scan. Here we do have a small push coming from Probe. He's another Colossi coming. His other Colossi is just here, going around the middle of the map. We do have a proxy pylon. This probe that was actually controlling the watchtower moved up to build the this pylon, so that's pretty good. We can see that Tbeezy is scouting with his factory. It's actually a kind of... a lot of people probably underestimate this. If you think about the cost of this versus a scan will cost you 270 mules. Not 270 mules, that would be a ridiculous amount, but 270 minerals, while his factory costs 150 minerals and 100 gas, allows you to get tech. And oh wow, this push actually was basically shut down over here. I was too busy talking about a scouting factory to really talk about this attack, but he had actually a really good force field, killed the SCVs, and forced the command center to float off. And now Tbeezy is feeling really pressured. He's going to build his bunkers here with a little bit of defense. But while we're in a little bit of a lull, I'll continue talking about the factory. The factory wasn't going to be used for any units or anything. It was already used to build the build add-ons or something, maybe, because that's a theoretical use for a factory. But it just doesn't really cost anything. And here we go, more pressure being put onto this orbital command. It's actually probably going to get into the red if it can't float away and get repaired. But now, yeah, this is actually... Oh, wow, this thing actually might go down. Is he going to pull some SCVs and stuff? Oh, no, it does fall down. And that's going to die. And then we have... Oh, drop down here. We have a drop coming down here. They actually might take out the robotics facility. But this... Oh, it's going to turn into a base trade. We have this army attacking, and then this drop is going to attack over here. Probe does have a lot of minerals banked up. He's not able to spend it because the rowboat went down. Does he have any tech? He has no thermal lance yet. But these guys are actually doing a lot of damage. He's probably going to try and take out all the probes. Make sure that Probe can't run away with anything. But Probe does have another probe that's alive, so he'll actually be able to rebuild his base. It looks like he's going to come down. Yeah, there's the Nexus being plopped down over here. So Probe is already prepping to save his expansions. And then here we go. There's a base trade down here. None of the builds are being floated off. We do have the orbital command being floated off, and this main base of Probe is actually going down. It doesn't seem that any probes are really left, so there's no mining. It just seems to be a base trade going on. And, okay, now the barracks, starports, and all that are actually going to be floated away. So anything that's going to stay on the ground over here is going to die. This Ghost Academy is going to die before it can really get made use of, which is kind of unfortunate because ghosts are so powerful in TVP. But this Nexus is about to go down. And there we go, it goes down. Now Tbeezy definitely does not think that there's another Nexus on the map. He's going to be confused when it actually turns out that Probe isn't going to be revealed. So now we do have more Stalkers being warped in. So now these guys are doing a lot of damage. The standing army right now looks to be in Probe's favor, because if you look here, he's got all those units versus just this small bit of bio ball with 2 medevacs for support. Are there any SCVs that are alive? It doesn't seem so, but however, Tbeezy does... Oh, Tbeezy is supply blocked. He has the minerals to build anything that he really wants at this moment in time, but he doesn't have any SCVs that have survived, I don't think. So that's actually really tough. He's not going to be able to build supply depots in order to get more units. So really, he's kind of in a tight spot. He has to use his units as effectively as he can in order to make sure that he can really do anything. But this orbital command might... He can work down... He can actually call down a mule. That might save him. He might call down a mule in order to be able to repair his orbital command. And I'm going to expect him to do that. I'll keep an eye on that. And now Probe is just going to continue to mine with his one probe. He's definitely supply blocked as well, so he needs to start killing building some pylons and things. Although he might actually not be supply blocked yet, but it does seem that his Nexus isn't able to produce. Let's see. Yep, there are the mules. But the orbital command is taken down anyway. The mules were not able to repair it in time. So now this army is just going to have free reign walking around. Wall off over here. So it seems that Tbeezy wants to just make sure that Probe can't take away this expansion. It does seem that, okay, so Tbeezy is now being revealed. So if we look at Probe's vision, we can probably tell that he's going to be able to see all the buildings that are floating around. Let's just see. Probe vision, yep. He sees these guys. He's killing off that factory. He knows that there is a barracks all the way in this corner. That's definitely going to be annoying to deal with. Now let's see what's going to go on. It does seem that I'm going to try and attack this army, but this medevac is going to float around. And now Probe is still mining. Excuse me, I'm burping. But we do have this drop, so we're probably going to take out this last probe, which would be really annoying, because then that means he's going to have to not... Oh, that's kind of sad. So this Nexus is going to be attacked, but we can see this army is going to come down and be able to take out these forces, assuming they're not controlled correctly. But especially with the health that the Nexus has, it's going to take a long time for these forces to try and take it out. Stalkers are going to have to move in and try and attack the medevac. I believe Stalkers move faster than medevacs do. Stalkers do have 2.95 moving speed, and I'm pretty sure it's more than a medevac. However, I don't think there's another one that can... Oh, here's the one I can check. Yep, 2.5 move speed. So, medevacs can actually be caught up by Stalkers. Which means that Tbeezy really has to be careful with his army, because it's all he has. Look at his food count. He doesn't even have a max supply. It's just the supply that's taken up, because he has no orbital command. He has no supply depots. His buildings are only barracks and factories that are flying around. And Probe still has these guys. And assuming that Probe loses some of his army, he'll actually be able to end up rebuilding his base. But here we go. Tbeezy is now checking to see if he can start attacking this Nexus again, but it doesn't seem like that's the case, because this army could just stand here and be able to attack any units that he drops. Especially because Protoss can heal shields. This is not looking like it's at all possible for Tbeezy to win. So right now the game is still going on. Nobody's GG'd, but let's see what's going to go on. It seems like Tbeezy is just going to use this medevac for anything he can. But if Probe just... oh yeah, Probe's saying we might as well fight it out. Probe does have the superior army count, and Tbeezy is just like, indeed. Tbeezy can go nowhere while Probe has a Nexus and the minerals to recreate eventually whatever he wants to, assuming he has the supply count. But here we go. 2 medevacs filled, or basically filled with 15 slots. And Probe is still going to try and chase around, try and find it. If you can actually snipe one of those medevacs, I mean, it's already basically game over in terms of who's going to win. But right now, these medevacs can't do a ton. They'll probably try and drop and snipe this Nexus, but with the army right here, it's not going to go well. But here we go. They do drop, and Tbeezy is saying, game's yours. And let's see. Yep, and then, yeah, the game is now done. Tbeezy has emerged as none the victor, so TQ is still in this. So right now, that's actually kind of a cool game with the base trading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will post this up momentarily. I wish I could have casted this live, but hope you enjoyed it. Please watch more. Check out Team Think Quick. We have a website. Put it on down below. Thank you for watching.